Alright, welcome everybody. Welcome to Galdi's Cooking. What we're going to do today is make a ragu, which is a pasta sauce. Based sauce. First of all, I'm going to get out and take out my old faithful pot. Iron pot. It's a very good pot. Heavy, but these are the best pots to make anything with. Really, to intensify the flavors. Be all good. Okay. Okay. We get some cream. I'm going to need beef. Usually, if you use a beef, you should remove it 10-20 minutes before cooking, which I did before, but I returned it back into the fridge. So, one there. Alright, today I'm making a pasta sauce, meat pasta sauce. Alright, be able to work. So first of all, what I'm gonna need is onion. I'm going to need a pepper. A bit more onion. Cherry tomatoes. Okay, what I got here, the ingredients I'll be using is, and one important one I forgot, which is essential to my cooking here, is Galdi's already made tomato sauce I made before. So this is essential to make perfect meal. Alright, so ingredients will be used to make this ragu. Will involve parsley, oregano, basil, salt and pepper, of course, a bit of cayenne, and then I will use cream, French cream, very good, my own sauce, chicken stock, which I used with the boiled potato before. Ketchup gonna use at the end of it, a little bit sugar acid, a little bit white wine vinegar, kind of uncooked tomatoes, Worcester sauce, spicy flakes, and a little bit of flour. And meat, I will have a little bit, I will have beef, minced pork, and Italian sausage. One ingredient I should get now is nice garlic added to this. Also, I will need some wine, I think. I'm gonna add red wine. I have some white wine vinegar and some real, a bit of pain. Right. This is maybe 3 cloves of garlic would be pretty good. Oh, these looks to be pretty good. I just bought that. Should be okay. Half and full. Some of that is already, something growing out of it, which is fine. I bought it very cheap, so the success rate doesn't necessarily have to be that great. Remove the stem from the cherry tomatoes. I'm going to wash them a little bit. Alright, okay. Now I'm gonna get some wine for. I think that's fine. I have maybe 200 milliliter, maybe less, would be enough. 150 milliliter. How much do I have? 1/4? That should be enough. That's a fairly amount of wine I'm going to add to that. Okay. Alright, so one more time. We got everything ready? I think so. Okay, be ready in 1 minute. Okay, ready to start the meal now. So what I'm going to start with is washing the paprika. Oh, no. So fancy, you know. Ha! Alright. Very good. I'm gonna wash it. Peppers are getting expensive nowadays. I pay way too much for this ridiculous little paprika. Alright. Gonna get my knife. I should always, when you make a meal, you should always try to prepare your knife for it. You don't want it to fail the most essential parts. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, all the way around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, that should be ready. You can check your knife. Yep, you can feel it. It's ready. Alright, now we're gonna get the veggies ready. So I'm gonna put this on a different board, so I don't want these to get too filthy. So I'm just gonna cut onions. Take out the first layer. Cut that out. This onion was on the edge, man. When it was a little bit longer, it would have been gone, bro. Too far. Okay. We're gonna get a couple of pieces of garlic in there. More should be enough. The other one's over there. Alright, now I gotta peel that stuff. Not too hard. Okay. Almost ready. Peeling it. Moving it. There we go. Alright, get the garlic. Alright, keep it there. Alright, I'm gonna start cutting the onions and remove the stems from this. See? So easy if you just cut into the top. Yeah. Ready to and we're ready to go with this. Also, I forgot to add before, I use some tomato paste too. Got the wine and meat and my beer. Alright. Actually, I'm gonna add some Parmesan after halfway through. There's too much stuff here, it's crazy, huh? Oh yeah, I know what it is. It's gonna be integrated into the sauce. Okay, I think we're ready to go here. Okay, let's get with the... Let me one check and I'll be right back in a sec. I'm going to heat up the chicken stock. Okay. I'm gonna be pairing, because I did make a tomato sauce a couple days ago. I will not make these onions cut too fine, just medium sized, nothing too fancy. Come on. So 2 onions. Ready? 1. These are sticky ones. When they're sticky, it's a little bit harder to cook, but not a big deal. Just happens that disintegrate also quickly, easier. So what I'm gonna add now is, I'm gonna cut the bell pepper about. Not too big. Same size of the onions. Now we're gonna finish the garlic, which you're gonna push in. Push in. Push in. Push in. Alright. See if they're all almost ready. So. Squeeze it all one more time. Should be fine. This kind of thickness is pretty good. That should be enough. Alright, now we're gonna concentrate on the meat. Put the cooking to maximum right now. And we're gonna heat it up. The thing with iron pots, it always takes longer to heat up, but it keeps the temperature up going longer and consistent. So with the meat I will be using is minced beef, fresh minced beef, well, not minced, I mean it's minced but not that fresh, and also pork, which I also minced myself. I mince all my meat because I'm sick of buying crappy meat from places like Costco, which is just really low quality, and all you get is a lot of asshole and a lot of ears and a lot of disgusting minced beef. And some of it is just has little bones in it. It's just no good. So I always decide to buy big pieces of meat and cut them up into smaller pieces, or I grind them. Meat in this, you know. Alright. See how the smoking is going. There's smoking point already reached. I put the temperature down. And I'm gonna insert the beef. Look at that, it's really good. Really fresh, delicious. Also important, if you cook the meat, what a lot of people always fail to do is they need to cook their minced beef long enough. Like, to get the most flavor and the next structure and have it nice and smooth, you have to cook it at least 10-15 minutes. Cooking my meat and pork right now for 10-15 minutes. It has to be properly cooked. I'm gonna add a little bit of salt already. Alright, now I'm gonna cut the stuff. Cut them all into 4 pieces. These are already cooked, so I will not have to add it to the beef yet. I'll use it as the last part, and even after the onions. I've been preparing the meat for 5 minutes now. Got another 5 minutes, and I'm gonna add the onions in there. A little bit stuck on the floor of it, it's fine. It just gives you a nice sponge. Nothing wrong with that. Just make it fine enough though. Add my tomatoes now. Actually, half. I'm gonna use parsley in this. This will be the first thing we'll be adding. And then I will use basil and oregano. And the first thing I'm already adding now is gonna add some nice spicy flakes in there. Okay, I'm gonna use a little bit of stock to do this. Not burn. We've been cooking the meat now for like maybe 8 minutes, so I'm gonna start adding garlic and increase temperatures again to a little bit higher point. I'm gonna add sausages now. Homemade Italian sausages. Got another 5 minutes of cooking this. Really, your beef needs to be cooked well to get the maximum flavor and texture out of the meal. I'm gonna add. See, nothing burned to the floor. Alright, now I'm gonna add the green pepper. Wash your hands enough. Prepare my Worcester sauce and the vinegar. I'm gonna use that early on. The first things I'm gonna use, then the wine to replace everything from the bottom. So far, I've included the minced beef, pork, sausages, onion, green pepper, and some spicy flakes. Now I'm gonna use the tomatoes. I'm gonna add. At this stage, I'm already gonna use the spices early in to maximize the flavor of them. I'm gonna use a little bit of oregano. Usually people use the spice later on. I use half of them now and a little bit later. And at this stage I'm just going to add the garlic. Okay, most of it is already done. Cooking has been done. Most of the difficulty things have been passed on now. Alright, I think we're ready to add the wine now. Flavors are very good. Smells delicious. So, add the wine. I'm also gonna add a little bit of that. White vinegar. The wine has been reduced now. Most of that is gone. I will be able to add chicken stock after that. And before that, well, actually I do that first. First I'm gonna add a little bit flour before that. Thicken the whole meal. The whole fish. Because if you do it now, it will be much easier than doing it later. Thicken, because you don't want it to get all messy. Because this is the perfect stir to get the flour ready to have a bowl. At this stage, we're almost ready. Ready to add good chicken stock. Well, I was about to use the whole can of tomato, but I just realized that would be too much, so I will just use all of my homemade sauce instead. That'll be probably too much liquid in the fish. More oregano. Basil, parsley, I'll add some later on, I think, but right now it should be. Actually, was that tomato paste that could actually might use it now? I'm not sure. I haven't tried. Well, you don't want the plastic in there, but you know that's kind of happens sometimes. To be honest, I'm just gonna add, because I just used the whole tomato paste now. I will use the can. Sauce looking good. Very thick. I don't like that. The thickness level for ragu. This stage, I think I'm just going to cook it down for another hour. First, I'm going to add a little bit of cream in there. I like to have some cream in this one. Give it a nice color and a nice texture. extremely nice. It smells already extremely delicious. Some people don't use their cream into the pasta sauce, which is fine, I understand that. It's kind of weird, but I like it. There's another level to it. Complexity, I like it. Also, it reduces the vinegar, the acid level a little bit, so enjoy having it. So I think I'm going to add the canned water. That's a perfect level of this school. Beautiful color. Look at that. Magnificent color. Now we bring it to a boil and cook it for another hour. And we'll be done. Actually, my first thing I always like to have, usually the other people also don't do that, but in this sauce I kind of do like to add a little bit of cheese in the low stage cooking. That's a nice base taste in there. Pretty base there. So there we go. Ready. Alright, so I'm gonna add a little bit more black pepper to it. And we're done for now. Another hour of waiting, maybe an hour and a half. See what happens. Heating still good. Yeah. Remove the bay leaf. Smells very delicious. Flour away. We're ready. Vinegar level is gone. I maybe use some more Worcestershire sauce. But as far as vinegars and stuff, I'm not gonna. Actually, besides that, I'm gonna use some ketchup in there because it's like a sweetness. I like to have vinegar and sugar. I love having ketchup in there. It's sweetness, you know, because I don't like. If I don't use sugar, I will use ketchup. The acid level they have in there. And clean up a little bit, but you know, I didn't make too much of a mess here. It's good. Even though I sprayed all these tomatoes all over the place, which is not as bad as I thought it would be. Looks alright. Parsley I'm gonna add a little bit later too, and just stuff I should. And right now I'm just gonna add a little bit cayenne. That's it. Spicy. The niceness about making a sauce like this in the iron pots, it really intensifies the flavor. These things are really heavy, but they're excellent. Make this or stew is really the best way to use pasta. Nice. Pot there. Heavy as heck. Made in France, you know. low temperature for about an hour. An hour of cooking this down, the texture, and it seems to be done. Maybe I cook it another 5-10 minutes, but yeah, it's done. The ragu, the tomato ragu is ready for consumption. We'll see you then. Okay, I added a little bit more parsley, a bit Worcestershire sauce, a little bit salt, and black pepper. I think we're done. Ready for dinner. See you later, guys. Alright, the pasta sauce has been cooked and have been prepared and is ready for cooking. So we're gonna get the pasta, the noodles getting cooked up and get the temperature up going. So with that, I'm gonna need some salt. That should be a fair amount. And keep up the boil. With that, I'm gonna have some spaghetti, which is gonna go with the pasta sauce, and we have also a little bit Parmigiano we're gonna add at the end of it. Right now, I'm just gonna finish my salad, which is gonna be involving salad, with salt, pepper, and we're gonna add more, a little bit dressing. Yep. Mix it up a little bit. Light salad. Ready. Temperatures are up, but we're almost there. Pasta's ready to be cooked. Up to, ooh, reduce a little bit, spicy. I already added salt to it, so it should be fairly forward. Stop. Check it out. Add a little bit more, and then we should be fine. This should be enough. Good. Right, we need the tongue. So this needs to be cooked for, seems to be 6 minutes. Oh, quick one. So during this time, I will be preparing also the sauce. So I'm not going to use the same from the iron pot. I'll remove it to this pot. Just a little bit of a shortcut, you know. I will move it down there. How much to do? I think 3 spoons of this would be good. A big spoon, and we are done. Here's the soup, and move it over. You know, you have to get the portion well right. Okay. Oh, very nice. The condition. Gonna cool it down and then put it in the fridge. This is fine. I'm gonna start cooling up the pasta. So this will also take 5-4 minutes. So this is on 6 minutes, so this should be fairly done in 5 minutes at al dente. Now this, I'm just gonna clean the pot, so I have to do it again. Easy peasy, you know what I'm saying? Easy peasy. Fine. Alright, I finished cooking the pasta to its point, 8-7 minutes, al dente. So I will complete this by moving some of the noodles sauce also into water, and move it to my pasta to get a nice starchy existence. Starchy, and then we're ready to move down to my pasta. The plate is already ready. Usually I warm it up sometimes in the oven, but this time I did not. Should be sure be fine. So at this point we're ready to move the noodles down into the pot. That's the proper way to cook pasta these days. Perfect system how to absorb all the moisture and sauce into delicious meal. Almost finished. So left. I might want to keep that. You know, I can use that water for the noodles for another meal. You know, you'll be surprised how useful it is to recycle starchy water. You can make a lot of new meals with that. You'll really be surprised. Right, moving on there. And I wash this pot. I'll be right back in a second. Clean that pot. It'll be ready. Now I'm gonna move the noodles ready into position. Really generous sauce. It'll be very delicious. Mix it up. Chop a little bit. And that looks fucking based. Let's use some of that. Huh? Looking good. Looks good to me. Nice portion. Yeah. Pretty good to me. It's almost completed the meal. Just gotta spread it right. Very nice. Pasta. Very nice. Looks good. It is done. So usually I fail on one factor. One of the things I always keep on failing is moving my pasta from the pasta dish. Every time it becomes a big mess. I don't know why. It's probably my mentality here. I just want to get it done. So I should be careful here. The meal looks pretty good to me. Ready to be consumed. That looks good to me. Okay, let's go. Okay. That looks alright. Not too much trouble on that one. Sauce here. That looks good too. A bit more pasta. Very good. You see that? That's very good. Gonna add a little bit more. And that is perfect. Gonna add a little bit more. Not too much. A little bit. That's perfect. That's a delicious meal. So now I'm gonna move some of that sauce. Just put part on the side. Tart on top. Always be generous with your sauce. Now I'm gonna add a little bit. Usually I have some basil leaves, but I don't have. They're in a condition where I'm kind of scared that they're all gonna die, so I have to use dried ones to cover. It's not ideal, but that's all I can do right now. And then I'm gonna add my Parmesan, which I say it's very, very important to have nice sauce, nice cheese too. So to have ideal, use real Parmesan, not the fake one, which is made with cheese sauce and they're all fake. Use real Parmesan for your meal. There we go. Not ugly. And here we go. One pasta meal with scaldi. Very nice. One dinner.